Rutgers University students in New Jersey taking on anti-Israel campus protesters with their love of country.
USA! USA! And go home of the
You can see him in a portion of that video. Ben was the student holding the American flag high, and he joins us now. Ben, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me and making the time.
Thanks for sticking up for the country.
Thank you.
What brought you to that protest? Well, how did you get to that spot?
Yeah, pretty simply, my friends and I heard it was happening. We were excited that Rutgers was finally taking some sort of action against these protesters who had been, sort of shouting death to America, death to Israel, and calling for
there are people disrupting our classes and saying death to America. Please do something.
Exactly. So we were pretty happy something was happening and wanted to go, sort of just see it happen.
And so it wasn't, you heard that they were finally standing up to these protesters, grabbed a flag. And how did so many people show up? Was that coordinated? Did the email go out?
No, it wasn't really coordinated at all. My friends and I sort of just came with the flag more as just to go. We didn't really think much of it at the time, and I think people really rallied around it, which was inspiring to see. But it wasn't coordinated at all.
And you see targets on Jews are something you've seen on campus.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, it's not new, and I think that's not really what's talked about enough. This is something that's been going on for years. It's definitely amplified now, but just my own experience and my friends' experience, I've had friends and been called anti-Semitic slurs walking around campus. I'm part of a Jewish fraternity, and our house has been egged multiple times. I've watched students walking in a kippah be pointed at and laughed at. So it is definitely an issue, and it's definitely sort of on the rise of late.
These encampments or the protests from the pro-Hamas folks, are they all students or are there outside aspects too?
Yeah, I haven't really been fully inside, so I don't know. However, I know at least at the protests, it's definitely not all students. They're bringing people in. They have a mix of students and non-students, and they're posting on social media calling for anyone in the area to come and support. So it's not a fully student-led operation.
Unfortunately, some of this ended because Rutgers caved to some of the demands of protesters. Here's a portion of what they caved to: accepting 10 displaced Palestinian students on scholarships. Okay, so maybe some future Gaza scholars. Use the word Palestine, Palestinians, and Gazans in official communications, and display flags of other countries to ensure appropriate representation of students. Why can't Rutgers or other universities just stand up for kids that are being targeted?
Yeah, I think, unfortunately, it's a problem, sort of as you mentioned, across a lot of universities, but university presidents are very hesitant to engage in conflict. That's sort of the way I see it. They want to not take a side, but the action of not taking a side is taking a side. These rallies are fueling anti-Semitism across the country, and Rutgers standing idly by and then basically caving to their demands is Rutgers basically enabling that fuel to the fire.
Last question, real quick. You held that flag. What does it mean to you?
It means a lot when people go out and call for violence and call for hate speech. I see that as un-American, and I don't think that's what we stand for here in America. So I wanted to hold the flag sort of to counter that, and for that reason.
Well, you did a good thing, Ben.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks for rallying others, too.
Thank you.
You got it.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.